this in full screen. Close that. I see I have one viewer. Hello, good evening, whoever you are. Okay. All right, I think we're good to go there. I'll go onto my mat and let me just double check that you can see. Yay! All right, so I'll invite you to find a comfortable seated position. Either legs crossed, or if you'd like to sit in Thunderbolt, then you can take a moment to get settled in whatever your desired position is. And we'll allow the eyes to close. The sits bones and tailbone begin to root down. And the crown of the head begins to reach up of the breath. With each inhalation, the abdomen and chest gently expand. With each exhalation, they relax. We explore the body, noticing if there are places where we feel contraction. You can start with the feet. Any tension that can be released just by bringing the breath and the awareness to those places. Solar plexus, the rib cage, to the chest, and shoulders, jaw, back of the head, and the face. Bringing the breath to the whole body. Connect with the element of earth. And we'll take 3 more breaths here. Then I'll invite you to bring the palms of the hands together, connecting the right and the left sides of the body and the left and right hemispheres of the brain. Inside, noticing the sensations of one hand against the other. I'll invite you to activate the vagus nerve and bring us into a state of relaxation. Also toning our parasympathetic nervous system so that we may return to relaxation more easily after we've been stimulated or stressed together. And we'll inhale to chant. Gently bringing the hands back down to the knees. We'll allow the eyes to open. taking in this space to warm up the spine. We'll start by opening up the chest and gazing gently upwards. And then exhaling, rounding, bringing the chin down towards the chest. Breathing in and out. And then we'll make inhaling, opening up, and we'll reverse directions, exhaling back. You can continue to involve the neck and shoulders as much or as little as feels safe and comfortable for your body. And slowly we'll make our way back to stillness. Taking a moment to notice sensations. And then we'll inhale, arms rising up. And exhale, bringing one hand down to the mat. And inhaling back up to neutral. Exhaling. Beautiful. Building lung capacity here. The body. Twist. And last one. Full deep breath. Pausing and noticing sensations in the body. Wonderful. Let's bring the bottoms of the feet to the mat and spread our fingers like starfish, opening up the chest. And let's bring the feet wide enough apart so that the knees can come down to the mat if they so desire. Inhaling, opening up the chest. Exhaling, dropping the knees to one side, gazing over the opposite shoulder. Windshield wipe to neutral. And exhale, extending the legs in front of us. And once again, you can bring a blanket behind you if you'd like for a little bit of extra support. Sitting up just a bit on top of the mat. All right, so we'll extend the legs and separate the feet a little bit further apart so we can make circles with the ankles. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Exploring the whole range of motion, we'll really get the opportunity to feel that rotation in the hip, in the knee and the ankle. And then reversing. And pausing whenever your body is ready. We'll bring the hands to the mat and rest just to notice sensations. Is there any change in temperature, or perhaps there's a feeling of a tingling in the hips or legs? Let's cross the right foot over the left, and we'll interlace the fingers and the toes. This is a wonderful way to integrate the right and left hemispheres of the foot, and we'll begin to make circles. We're also touching our own foot, and you might be getting less physical with an awareness of the whole body. And let's give our feet a squeeze. Nice loving massage. Once again, this is also a way to connect with earth element. Our feet are connected to the earth most of the day. So the more we acknowledge them, the more grounded we can become. A little bit better. We'll make circles with the hips and the knee. Be sure to engage the foot and leg here so that we're really taking care of our joints Inhaling and exhaling and reversing directions. And you're welcome to twist into it a little bit, involving the shoulders and notice sensations on the right side versus the left. And then let's cross the left over the right. And again, we'll interlace the right fingers with the left toe or left toes. So making gentle circles with the ankle. Breathing with an awareness of the whole body. And we'll reverse directions. And then give that left knee. And we'll make circles with the knee and hip. Beautiful. Inhaling and exhaling. And then reversing directions. Massaging the thigh here. Really lubricating the hip joint. Let's extend the foot out, leg, and breathe. Recommend interlacing them the non-habitual way. So if the right finger is normally on top, I'll invite you to bring the left finger on top. And then we'll clasp around. And this can be slow, or you can flutter like a butterfly. This is butterfly pose after all. Great. Feeling the sensation also. And then if you'd like to reach forward, maybe lifting up, alternating sits bones, and then reaching forward with the chest. So the idea here is not to round the spine, but to reach forward with the chest and abdomen, continuing to press the knees down towards the mat. And we'll go ahead and extend the legs out in front of us, pausing to notice sensations. The tabletop, and you can pad the knees if you're not on a rug like me. Spread the fingers really wide. And we'll press into the mat with the space in between the base of the pointer finger and the base of the, move a little bit further forward because it looks like I'm blending into the background here. Maybe that's a bit better. All right. So we'll inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Really pressing into the space in between the shoulder blades on the exhalation. And I like to have the toes tucked here, but that's optional. You can also extend the feet. Knees and hips are aligned, and shoulders, wrists, and elbows are aligned. Last one. And then coming to neutral. And let's bring the knees a little bit wider apart, and we'll exhale, bringing the hips down towards the feet and making nice big circles. Exhaling back and inhaling forward. And then reversing directions. And we'll make our way to neutral, bringing the knees back into center. And if the wrists are still doing okay, then I'll invite you to do one more posture here. You're always welcome to rest in child's pose at any point if that feels more appropriate. And the abdomen is engaged. So this is a wonderful pose for strengthening the core and stable back to neutral. Really pressing the belly button towards the spine. Then coming to rest. We'll take one deep breath here. If you'd like to do a cat-cow, you can. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll switch sides. Inhaling left leg, exhaling back to neutral. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll take a rest in child's pose, bringing the hips down towards the heels and each other, or you're welcome to grab a blanket and support yourself with the blanket. Me. So rest in child's pose, taking a few deep breaths here. And then I'll invite you back. And then whenever you're ready, you can either walk the feet towards the hands or the hands towards the feet, and we'll come into a forward fold. And we'll take a few breaths here. You can interlace the hands with the elbows. Relaxing the neck and shoulders, relaxing the head. You're welcome to nod side to side. And back and forth. And then if there are any low back issues, you can bring the hands to bring the arms up overhead, bringing the palms together, and exhale, tracing the line down to the heart center. And we'll pause here, breathing. Great. So we're going to continue to build lung capacity this time while standing. So inhaling, you can either interlace the fingers here and then press the hands up towards the ceiling, and we'll come into swaying palm tree. Inhaling, pressing the feet into the mat, and then we'll exhale, swaying to one side, and then inhale back to neutral, exhale to the other side. If you'd like a little more support, then you can bring one arm down and then the other. So choose your own adventure for this one. Measuring the breath with the movement. And last one. Exhaling, palms together. Bringing the hands to the heart center, and then bring the hands by the sides, palms facing forward, feeling that external rotation of the shoulders, shoulder blades pressing down the back and towards each other. Noticing sensations in the body. Do you feel any taller? Wonderful. We're going to continue with a side stretch, but this is a dynamic side stretch. This will be whirling moon, one of my favorite poses. So the left hand's going to come in front of the pelvis. The right hand will come up overhead as if we're going to throw a ball over towards the left. And then we'll kick the left foot out, exhaling, inhaling, and switching sides, exhaling to the other side. So moving dynamically. Once again, this is wonderful for integrating the right and left hemispheres of the brain as we're crossing the midline with the hands and also doing the opposite action with the upper and lower body. Oh, making our way slowly back to neutral and wiggling it out. And let's bring our feet a little further apart. We'll make circles with the hips. Inhaling forward, working out any tension that may have accumulated itself from that wonderful posture. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Feeling your feet against the mat and all the little muscles adapting to that shifting weight. Allow that to ground you and reversing directions, inhaling and exhaling. And making our way gently back to neutral. We'll heel toe the feet a little bit closer together. Pausing, noticing sensations in the body. We're continuing with this action of opening up the chest and counteracting the computer texting pose that sometimes creeps its way into our body. We'll roll the shoulders up and back and down. And you're welcome to bend the knees so that it feels like a little bit more of a fluid movement. We'll inhale up and back, exhaling down. And you're welcome to do this as slowly or as quickly as feels natural for your body right now. And we'll reverse directions, massaging the spaces around the shoulder blades. And then coming to neutral, noticing sensations. We'll continue with that shoulder opening. Inhaling, arms up overhead. And one arm will move forward while the other moves back on the exhalation. Exhaling down, knees bending. Inhaling, straightening the legs, pressing the mat away. We'll move upward in opposite directions, crossing at the midline and continuing with the arms in opposite directions. So this is a bit of a coordination challenge. It's really good for our brains, which are really needing to be extremely flexible and adaptable in these very, very quickly changing times. But finding that fluidity of movement and the trust. Inhaling up, and then we'll reverse the direction. Once again, inhaling up and exhaling down. So in general, if you are feeling a sense of anxiety and hyperactivity maybe of the mind and the energy in the body, then it's not a bad idea to do this really softly, slowly, and fluidly, unless the attention can't quite stay at that velocity. But if you're feeling stagnant, then you want to do exactly the opposite of what your body is telling you to do. You want to move a little bit faster to stimulate movement of energy in your body. So let's bring the palms together and exhale down through the midline. Really think about that. Is this crisis causing me to feel revved up, or is it causing me to collapse? And so really allow your yoga pose to meet you where you're at and to help you get a boost and a stimulus if you need it, or a grounding and calming if that's what you're needing. Just honoring, we'll take a moment noticing the sensations in the body and honoring whatever is present both in our energy body and in our emotions, in our minds, and in our physical body. I'm thinking we'll do a back bend, and if you'd like to, it's also a balance pose. We'll come into dancer. Let's see, can you see me there? I think you can see me better right here. So if you'd like to come to a wall to give yourself a little bit of support, you're welcome to do that. We're going to ground both of our feet into the mat, and then we'll invite the ankle into the hand, and then begin to press the knee down towards the earth, opening up that, if you're on the left side, the left shoulder, right shoulder if you're on the right side. Wonderful. And we're breathing here, rooting down through the foot that's on the ground. And then we'll gently begin to press backwards. Like this. Press backwards and really blending into the space behind me. I'm sorry about that. So beginning to press back. And if it's available, you can rock forward a little bit. If you'd like, you can extend the hand in front of you. Inhaling and exhaling, opening up the chest. And you're welcome to come out whenever it feels natural for your body. Shaking it out a little bit and noticing sensations in the body. And then preparing to switch sides. Pressing the left foot into the mat and inviting the right ankle into the hand. We'll inhale here, pressing the knee down towards the mat. So first, just really giving ourselves a nice quad stretch. Inhaling, opening up the chest. And then hinging at the hip if it feels available. And beginning to extend the leg behind you. You're welcome also to extend the arm if it's available. Inhaling and exhaling, maybe gazing up. Full deep breath, feeling that foot against the mat. And then exhaling slowly, returning to neutral. And releasing the foot. Shaking it out a little bit. And pausing to notice the movement and sensation in the body. Bring the feet a little bit further apart. We'll come into a dynamic twist. Inhaling here, and then exhaling, lifting one heel and bringing the hand to tap the space in between the shoulder and the neck. Bringing the other hand to wrap around the mid-back. Exhaling, inhale, exhale. Moving with the breath. The exhalation can be a bit forceful here, and the inhalation happens naturally. We lift the heel to avoid twisting the knee. Really let the arms fly and lead the motion. And slowly returning to neutral, noticing sensations in the body. So perhaps feeling some tingling, some aliveness. Maybe the heart rate has increased. Maybe dropping into a sense of gratitude for that vitality. Thank you for this moment of life. And then bringing the palms together in front of the heart. We'll inhale, extending the arms, and exhale, crossing one over the other into a self-embrace. Inhaling, open, crossing the opposite arm over. Full deep breath. And last one. And I'll invite you to choose either the self-embrace or the extended arm pose. Once again, choosing the posture that will be most medicinal for you in this moment. Opening yourself up like the radiant full moon. Last night was an incredible full moon. Or coming into introspection and self-nourishment. Darkness like the new moon. And then let's all give ourselves a little bit of a squeeze, massaging the arms, feeling the hands. And then allowing the palms to come facing forward and dropping down to the sides of the body. Do circles with the head and neck, exhaling forward, inhaling up and back, extending through the crown of the head. And if you'd like to, you can involve the jaw, opening the mouth, really releasing any tension. And then reversing directions. You're welcome also to emit any sound that feels natural and nourishing to your body. Exhaling with an And making our way back to neutral, pausing to notice sensations in the body. Perhaps feeling the energy a little more connected from feet to crown. And with that, I'll invite you to come onto your backs on the mat. And just for a moment, palms facing up. We'll let ourselves completely melt into the mat. Feeling the unconditional support of the force of gravity. If you'd like to, you can visualize the now beginning to wane, the almost full moon, or the just after the full moon, the beautiful pearlescent light bathing your body. And then we'll do just a little bit of core work. Let's bend the knees and bring the shins to just about parallel. And you can bring the palms down onto the mat. And we'll exhale and inhale, tapping, alternating toes to the mat. If you'd like to intensify this a little bit, then you're welcome to interlace the fingers behind the back of the head and lift up ever so slightly off the mat. Just strengthening our core so that we can be a powerful host for all that arises within us. And then bringing the feet back down to the mat, the torso back down to the mat. And we'll bring the feet apart and allow the knees to rest on each other. And then we'll bring the hands to the knees. And we'll make nice big circles with the knees, massaging the low back, reversing directions. And then we'll make split circles, inhaling and exhaling. Maybe the toes and balls of the feet come together as you separate the knees. And reversing directions. Beautiful. And then coming into dynamic bridge, bringing the hands, the palms of the hands to the mat. And we'll inhale, lifting the hips. Exhaling, coming back to the ground. Full deep breath and a full exploration of the range of motion. And maybe at the end of the inhalation, you might press a little bit into the hands. And on this next one, if you'd like, you can interlace the fingers, pressing the hands into the earth and coming onto the outer edges of the shoulders, really reaching the hips upwards, breathing. And then gently coming onto the backs of the shoulders and slowly exhaling down. Inhale. And then we'll bring the knees in towards the chest, giving ourselves a squeeze. And we'll come into a supine twist. So if you'd like to deepen this, well, let me just start with option number one will be to bring the knees down towards the right, bringing the right hand to the outer edge of the left knee, and then extending the other arm, gazing towards the extended palm. So that's option number one. If you need extra support under the knees, you're also welcome to bring a blanket. So you only want to go as deep as you can without the shoulder lifting up off the mat, yeah? Okay, so that's option number one. If you'd like to deepen the twist because you don't quite get enough of a stretch there, then you can cross the left leg over the right, move the hips a little bit towards the left, and then come down. That definitely deepens the twist. And then again, gazing towards the extended hand. A full deep breath here. With each exhalation, we sink in a little bit deeper. And when you're ready, we'll begin to inhale back to neutral, uncrossing the legs if they were crossed, and then choosing which variation you'd like for this side, either bringing the knees down with support, without support, or crossing the right leg over the left, bumping the hips over towards the right, and exhaling down, bringing the left hand now to the outside of the right knee. Full deep breath. And inhaling back to neutral. And go ahead and extend the legs on the mat, bringing the palms to face upwards. We'll be here for a few minutes, maybe even 5. So you're welcome to cover yourself up with a blanket if you'd like. You're also welcome to bring a bolster or a couple blankets underneath the knees. This can really help to fully relax the back. Or if you've been sitting in front of a computer a lot or texting too much, then you can bring the bolster underneath your back and come into a supported back bend heart opener. It's also lovely to roll up a blanket underneath the neck if you need a little bit of extra support there. So find the most comfortable position for you. If you're wearing glasses like me, then you can take your glasses off. If it would feel nourishing to you, then you can also bring a hand to the abdomen or a hand to the heart. And I'll sit up so that you can hear me, but you can remain in Shavasana or corpse pose, allowing yourself to completely relax. And connecting with the most expansive part of ourselves. We let go of the control of the breath and of the thoughts. Allowing thoughts to move by like clouds. Floating by in the beautiful sky. And surrendering a little bit more with each breath. In this moment, I am safe. In this moment, I am held. In this moment, I allow myself to fully relax and release. If you'd like to visualize a beautiful pearlescent mm, nectar of the light of the moon bathing you in her silvery sweetness, then you can imagine lying under the moon. And maybe if it's available, then reconnecting with that sense of gratitude in the heart for this moment of life, this precious moment. And from there, we'll begin to deepen our breath by expanding the abdomen, gently bringing movement back into the physical body. And then if you'd like, you can begin to wiggle fingers and toes, making circles with wrists and ankles. And stretching in any way that feels nourishing to the body in this moment. Maybe reaching and interlacing the fingers, reaching the hands away from the body, pointing with the toes, and then relaxing and releasing. We'll roll over onto one side into a fetal position, curling up for a moment, feeling that sense of being held and cared for, connecting to a source of unlimited, unconditional love within us and beyond us that's there at every moment. If we can remove the blockages and let the flow begin. Being held by that unconditional love. I'll invite you to slowly make your way up to a seated position, a comfortable meditative posture, crown reaching upwards and tailbone and sits bones reaching down. And we'll gather up any benefits that we may have gained from this practice, bringing the palms of the hands together in front of the heart center. And we know that there are so many people suffering right now. So we take this unconditional love that maybe we got a glimpse of during our session tonight, and we send that out with intentionality, with active focus. And it can be to someone in particular who may be suffering that you know, that's in your family or in your community. It can be a whole population of people or a whole community, or to all beings in all times and spaces. Sending out that prayer for well-being for all. And with that, I'll chant Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, which means Om peace, peace, peace. Peace be unto all beings in all times and spaces, the whole universe. We'll inhale together. You're welcome to chant with me or just listen. Exhaling together and inhaling to chant. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for spending this time with me tonight. Have a beautiful and restful evening, and I'll see you again next week. Mwah. So much love.
Good night.